Hello friends, and welcome back to my another channel. You need to wash your hands. You need a napkin. Okay. Get you a napkin. There we go. I get it. Hello my sweet friends, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about the pantry, getting it organized, getting it cleaned out, decluttered, and then reorganizing it. I am taking you guys along every step of the way. We're taking everything out, cleaning it, getting it ready, and putting everything back in. And I wanted to give you a step-by-step process of what I do, what works for my family and our pantry organization. So we are jumping straight into it right now. Pretty good size. It's not a walk-in pantry, but it is a good size pantry. Very thankful for that. And we even have an area over here for some overflow. I like to keep a couple of extra. You can tell what we go through with soups, like diced tomatoes and things like that. So I have another little section over here where we can, store paper towels and different things. So I'm just gonna kind of try to do this pantry video different than my others. Y'all have always liked my other ones, but I'm going to do this one just a little bit different, and let's see how it goes and just break down my process for you. It's nothing special or amazing, but I thought that might be beneficial for some of you guys. Another thing, I was going to do it on camera, but I just got going and didn't. I haven't wiped this bar down, but I cleared the bar off, moved what I needed to over here. So I have a clean slate. I'm going to move these chairs out of the way too, so I can use this to pull everything out because it's about to get a whole lot worse. And I also have my toddler with me today, so we will see how this goes. But I just kind of you want a good working space so you can pull everything out. And then I will give everything a good clean. Again, I'm not going to pull the sides off yet. I always save those for later. Usually they just kind of need a little, just straightening and things. But these work good, so I'm not going to pull everything out of this on top of all of this. That's just too much all at one time. I don't want you to fall off that chair. No. Go sit in that chair. I see part of your banana. Hello friends, my name is Anna, and today's video is going to be jumping into my pantry. Y'all love pantry videos. That's one of the most searched and most viewed videos on my channel, so I'm going to give you another one. This one just needs a lot of refreshing, but I thought I'm just going to pull everything out. I usually do this at the beginning of the year. I do one good overhaul once a year usually, but I just needed to do it again, and I thought I'd walk you guys through it. Do it a little different than my other pantry videos and kind of really try to walk you through the steps. I say that, I have a toddler here. I might get distracted, but I'm going to try to walk you through just kind of how I organize my pantry, and maybe that will be helpful for you guys. Show you what I do, where I put things, and see if this will give you some ideas to organize your pantry. But I'm going to bring everything out. I've cleared my bar off. And I am just going to pull everything out, wipe it down, and then show you how I put it back in my pantry. Not going to talk anymore. Let's go ahead and get going. This?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
No, that's candy. Not for you. I'm not having candy right now. You want applesauce? You want another muffin? You have one more. One more muffin. Go sit down with it, okay? Go to the table. Okay, let's go sit down at the table. This is about half the pantry out. 1, 2, 3 shelves. So a little more than half. Here it is. Gets a bit overwhelming, but I've got a little bit more that has to come out.
Nobody told me to settle down. Day nights and late nights don't get around. But there's something about you I like, about you I like. You're crazy for saying I should slow down, but maybe I'm escaping the love we found. There's something about you I like, about you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you.
All right, I'm out of breath moving those big water bottles. Everything is out of the pantry shelves. Like I said, minus these door shelves. So everything is out. As you can see, it needs a good cleaning. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is wipe down all the shelves. Wipe them down, vacuum, use my vacuum mop Tinco down here, and then start going through everything. Are y'all ready? This is kind of our emergency stash. Good time to refill your oils and sauces and everything. Refill flour. We've got rice. Certain things that our family uses a lot of, we'll buy in bulk. So good time to refill your rice, replenish your cans, flour, sugar, anything like that, snacks, coffee. So I'm going to clean everything first, and then I'm going to go through, refill things, and then we'll start putting everything back in. Wow. It looks like a lot, but like I said, we just went to the grocery store yesterday, but you should see sometimes our pantry, we go through stuff. A family of 5, kids who love to snack and eat all the time. Everything gets used pretty much for the most part, but this is also a good time to see some things that aren't getting used that need to be thrown out. But as I pulled everything out besides candy, I don't know of anything that needs to be really thrown out. I know all of our canned goods, I use those. I don't throw those out unless they are like bubbled over or they expired in 1999. Most likely I will not throw them out, but I don't have anything that old anyways because we use these canned goods. We buy the canned goods and have on hand things that we know we will use. So I encourage you, if you have the space, and I know everybody is different, not everybody has back stock, they just buy what they use, but if you can, canned goods are always good things to have on hand. Beans are always good things to have on hand. Just in case something were to happen, weather event, you can't get to the store, it's good to know you have some things in your pantry that can feed your family. And then pasta, of course. We go through that all the time. All right, enough talking. I'm going to clean and then get everything restocked, refilled, and then back in the pantry.
One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better.
One other thing that I have talked about in several pantry videos, but I like to tell people in case you're new to my channel, our shelves, one of the best things we've done, these are liners like that you put underneath like your cabinets and stuff, like under your sink. It's a gripper liner. I will leave something linked in the description box below. But I love this because it's saving my shelves from getting too dirty, grimy, chipping the paint off too bad, and they're super easy to wipe off. So if you've got wooden shelves or something like that, liners are a really good idea. And if you wanted to get colorful or, add something fun to it, they have prints and designs too. I just chose to go with white to match our shelves, but just another little tip to add for your pantry is I highly recommend shelf liners. Another thing I love is like with cans too, is it keeps them kind of in place. It keeps things from shifting around. And again, making the rings and the marks and stuff all over your actual shelves.
Nobody loves me better. Guess I'm just too scared to settle down. There'd be many nights I got too high and almost left town. But there's something about you I like, about you I like.
Here's just an example of what I was talking about with the liners. Something stained this, but see, it did not go through on our shelves. So I just think that's so nice that even protects your shelves if you have wooden shelves in your pantry.
I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, yeah.
I have to show y'all. This is how I do it, is he has to get busy. He's busy with his toys right now, so I have to make the most of it, don't I? Yeah. Now that I have got, allergies. Now that I've got the shelves clean and the bottom is clean, it's time to start putting things back in. I'm going to start from the top and work my way back down, I believe. So whatever was on top, like my baking supplies and things that I just don't use very often, I put on top. Anything that does not get used a lot, I put it up higher so I don't have to worry about it. Like I might have some back stock of, cereal that just we're not quite ready to refill the container. Things like that. Anything I can put up top, I want to. I do want to caution you, like my husband has gone through and like really extra supported these shelves. But if you've got heavy things, definitely, I know that may sound obvious, but don't put heavy things. Don't load those down on top. So beans, I'm trying to remember where everything was because I want it back in the same spot. I don't need to restock these. I just kind of keep these in an old container together instead of all over the shelf so they're easy to grab. So I'm going to start putting those up there. I have to get my stool. Another good tip, I had the end of these oats, and so I put the instructions on the back of them. Good place to write expiration dates or anything like that, and tape it on the back of your canisters for any of the stuff you need. I'm not a big labeler. I don't have a label maker, and I just don't usually label things, but most of this stuff, I know what it is, and I just don't label it. You could write on it with a dry erase marker or a chalk marker, something like that. Those are all options you could do. Just not anything that I'm doing. So, but you're welcome to do that. This is not going to be your showboat, Pinterest worthy, oh my goodness, color coded, perfect pantry, but it is a very functional pantry for me and my family. I always try to put things that I use the most kind of front and center too, like my flour Then I was thinking, I have some extra canisters. I wouldn't go out and buy it for this, but I have some. So I may pull out, I think my husband did this. He put the brown sugar in here with the regular sugar, and I don't like that. So I have this extra canister, and I'm just gonna, because it's open and I want to keep it fresh. So that works. So that's kind of most used would be kind of right here, and least used moving out to the sides. That's just how my mind works. This container, well, I had one of those can containers for your drinks in my fridge in another house, and I wasn't using it in this one, so I just put it right here for my cans, and it allowed me to stack a whole lot more cans in a small space. So if that's something that might work for your space, this is just for like drink cans, but I'm just using it for kidney beans. I make a lot of chili and stuff like that, so we have a lot of kidney beans. Whatever we had the most of, I put in this container and stacked it there, and then the rest of the cans will go further down. Another thing that I will do is I group like things together, which probably a lot of people do, but I just kind of make sure, like chili and beans, I mean, that all kind of goes together, but I also just pull out like all of my beans, and I will group all of those together. And it also shows me what I need more of. So I need more of like pinto beans, northern beans, things like that. That is all my cans. And then again, I have a little bit of overflow over here, like diced tomatoes especially. We go through that a lot. Canned chicken, green beans and stuff. That doesn't all need to be in there because there's plenty over here. So.
To be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what
I'm going to go through all the candy. Don't want him hearing me say that word. And see what can be thrown away, and then just conglomerate it all.
I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free, and maybe you will find that there is
You can have a wrapper.
more than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. You can. Baby, let your head down. Be a little wild.
So I was wondering why I hadn't done this before, and I'm remembering now. I put the candy up a little bit higher, especially so my toddler can't get to it. So I'm going to pull out just a handful, maybe like this, and then put the candy kind of still over here, hidden a little bit. Let's see how that works.
Baby, kick your shoes off. You don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down. Be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off. Don't hide it. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.
Got two different types of beef stick likers in our family, so we've got two different kinds. Still got more to go, and I need this over here. This is normally pasta, so we're gonna have to do some rearranging. All right, I had to stop for a brief intermission to deal with pottying. The joys of potty training. Okay. Now I'm going to refill this thing. I already put one box in there. And I'm going to put one more box. And I'm refilling my pasta. This gets used a lot. So I'm refilling that. I'm going to do noodles. Refill those real quick. Go. Alright, real quick, I'm going to restock my pods so I can get rid of, I have two of these. This one's almost empty. And I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but this is my little coffee pod holder. I love it because it's right above my coffee pot, but it's out of sight. So. And if you are interested in something like this, this is one of my favorite things. I will leave it linked in the description box below. I found this thing a while back and I love it. And I don't have to have coffee pods like out on my counter, cluttering up the counter.
Many hours later.
Here is the final product. I had to stop and go run some errands and get my baby down and feed him and all of the things. So we had a little intermission, which is how it is. That's the only way I get things done, is in little slivers and pockets of time. But I wanted you to see everything, and then I will walk you through everything. And you did not see me. I just literally just had to straighten a few things up in the side cabinets. And then my toddler, he got into these waters, and so I'm going to take those out to our fridge. So we still have 2 here. We cycle through those all the time. We keep some out there in the fridge, and we keep some in here. We just use those for grabbing and going. I use a reusable cup. My husband uses those water bottles. Then we've got some trash and donations over here. But just kind of want to show you guys, just tidy things up, and then just kind of condensed some things. And there it is, fresh, clean, and just ready to get messed up again. I did want you to see that behind the scenes, I did get everything put away and cleared off. It's not perfect back here, but everything is back in its rightful home. So I just want to walk you quickly through my pantry now after having done it. You've watched me do it. I think I'm not trying to over-explain, but I have had people send me messages and leave comments wanting to know, where do I begin? How do I start? So I just wanted to do this a little bit different. Most of you, this may be very basic and obvious, but some people just, organizing is not their thing for whatever reason. And so I want to encourage and help you guys, or just give you a new way of looking at it or doing things. So I'm just going to quickly go through what I did and how I did it kind of row by row real quick. So I'm going to start at the top. I mentioned this earlier, but I put most used items right here. So I've got my popcorn, my rice, flour, sugar, and then least used items kind of push out that way. So I've got, coffee, like ground coffee that we don't use all the time, a drink mix, and, and then like supplements. They're easy to see. I can grab them, but they're not just forefront because like this is extra. I have one already out. And I don't do a lot of baking, so the sugars kind of go on the sides over here. So that's kind of my top row, and that would be a good suggestion I would have is, things you don't use as much, put up higher. It seems pretty obvious, but maybe it may not be for everybody. Next row down, I did canned goods mainly, and y'all kind of saw me. I did it by type. So I've got just a ton of beans. I think you can see it. My beans here, and then I just kind of went by, what I always try to do is make sure that you can see what I have and then do backstock. Do the backstock behind it, but I try to make sure you can, that nothing back there is not up here where I can see it as well. So I know there's diced tomatoes back that way. This is my one and only spinach, so I made sure it was displayed, if that makes sense. And so I just did beans, veggies, tomatoes, all of this stuff. My cream of chickens for all of my crock pot things, all my canned chicken. And then over here I've got a couple of fruits, and then my pumpkin for my pumpkin chocolate chip cookies that I love. Then we come over this way, and this is where I would do like my spreads if I had other spreads. I just have peanut butter, some honey and jelly, and then our syrups. And then over here, I've got our minute rice when I'm in a hurry. I like to always have that on hand. So there is that. I try to keep the candy up high, and I like to keep it kind of out of sight, just because I don't want my kids going after that. I want them going for the fruit and the more healthy things. So I put all of their Halloween candy, I went through it and I dispensed it into like this. And like they have a huge thing of gum and stuff, so I put it in a thing. And then I pulled out the chocolate too. I don't like mixing chocolate and like the sweet type thing, the chocolate and then like the fruity stuff. I feel like the chocolate takes on the fruity flavor. I don't know. So, but I've got that, and then we always have a thing of suckers back here. But again, I try to kind of put it out of the way. Then we've kind of got our chips here and snack crackers, things like that. Then here we're moving into bread. You know, all of our bread items, our carbs, kind of right here, and we can pull this out if we need to. I put the nuts up higher so my toddler can't get into them because I don't want him getting into a lot of these, but we've got our cashews, pistachios, almonds, all of that, and then any extra sauces and things here. Moving down, I want this to be very kid-friendly section because I want them to be able to reach it. So we've got our cereal, put the backstock behind it, and then we'll just refill these as we go. All of their snacks, applesauces, fruit snacks, veggie pouches, raisins, beef sticks, veggie straws, and then this section right here is just all pastas. Then down here, this is kind of our survival, you know, natural disaster bulk items. A lot of times, not like you need goldfish in a natural disaster, but just kind of bulk items or, you know, bulk food and stuff like that. Those chips just wouldn't fit up there, so I'll move them up as they get opened. Extra waters, extra oils and vinegar, things like that, extra coffee, rice and beans, just an extra little bit of food supply, and that is it. Here, I always tell people, if you need more space and you can install these racks on the back of your door, I've done this in a couple of houses and it gives us so much more storage. You can just see all of this stuff. So this is kind of more like your mac and cheese, you know, little side dishes, you know, popcorn, random things, seasonings, couple of bakery, you know, baking type things are over here. And that's what I kind of store. I don't use these as much, but it's very nice having these shelves to put them. And then over here is kind of more like vitamins, medicines, drink mixes, things you add to your water, tea, and that's kind of it. That's kind of the gist of how I do my pantry, what works great for our family. Anytime I need to tweak something, I just, you know, something's not working, but you never know till you try it. I do not decant a lot of stuff. Oh, I will tell you, I do prefer, I love the look of these. Like these are like the OXO, they're really nice ones. These drop on the floor and they drop a lot when I have, you know, with my kiddos, they break and shatter. And so I won't probably be buying more of these. Instead, I love using these. These are you're not soft, like a softer plastic. And they don't shatter near as easy. I'm not saying they can't, but they do not shatter near as easy. So I will leave these linked below if you want that. But if you prefer the other kind and you don't have kids knocking them off, I understand that too. But I only decant things that make sense for us. Like this bag was torn to pieces and I wanted to keep our veggie straws fresh. I decant it. Pasta, crackers, but I do not go through and decant every last loving thing. It makes so much sense for us for cereal. And my kids can pour out of those things so much easier. So I love that. But bottom line, do what works for you. This is what works for us. Another thing that I would love to do, and if I had the space, but because I keep some extra food storage stuff down here, I don't really have the space, so I didn't buy anything. But my friend Brandy, whose channel I have shared with you guys, she has all of her cans down on the floor, which I love. I love that idea. And she has these has them in these little racks, and it's amazing. I love that idea. I don't have the space for it because I have the waters and the food and all of that stuff. But that is another option for you if you wanted to move your cans and free up this space and put them down on the floor and you have room on the floor of your pantry. Another great idea. I hope this helped. If it did, will you please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And let's see, we are going into Christmas decorating. I thought it was going to happen sooner, but life has just happened. This needed a revamp very bad. So Christmas stuff should be starting to be sprinkled into my content starting next week if I don't get anything squeezed in this week, which I don't think I will. So I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.